Ahoy! Look at me, Ian Higton from Eurogamer, on board this spooky ship that looks a little bit like the Man of Medan. I sure hope there aren't any spooky ghosts around.
Look at me, I'm a spooky ghost.
Oh, nuts.
Says, it was my husband. And she turns to the closet. Says, he's in there.
Yup, spooky boats like the Man of Medan can be very scary places for solo seafarers. But fear not, because Supermassive Games have recently announced that Man of Medan will be playable in local and online multiplayer modes. That means you can board the Man of Medan with up to 5 friends, so anyone worried about getting too freaked out can now have a chum to hide behind during all those stressful moments. A jump scare shared is a jump scare halved. Or something like that. Actually, I don't think it's anything like that at all, but hey, at least you can all have a good laugh at each other when someone turns your living room floor into a real-life poop deck.
I recently got to try out both multiplayer modes at a hands-on event in Hamburg. So here are 7 things you need to know about Man of Medan's multiplayer.
Whoa.
Piss off, Ghost.
Man of Medan's local multiplayer mode is called Movie Night, and it can be played by up to 5 friends at once, with a 2-person minimum. This mode was inspired by the way some people were playing Until Dawn when they were streaming it. Many folk did your standard solo streams, commentating on it as they went, just like you can do in Man of Medan's solo mode. But others, they made a party of it, getting some drinks in, inviting a load of mates around, and playing through the story together. In that situation, the proceedings could get rather riotous, what with everyone shouting out what they think you should do in certain situations and whatnot, and Supermassive wanted to recapture this unexpectedly popular social aspect in Man of Medan. Movie Night then is just enabling that chaos so that it's not just one person playing and a load of spectators shouting out instructions. Now everyone gets their turn in the driver's seat, although I'm pretty sure the amount of shouting will stay the same, especially if lovely, lovely booze is involved. At the start of the game, each player enters their name and assigns themselves a character. If there's 5 of you, each person gets to be one of the cast members, but if there's fewer than 5, some of you will need to control multiple characters. Once you're up and running, the game will tell you when it's each person's go, and then you simply pass the controller over, and then away they go. It's as simple as that really, but as well as being able to experience the entirety of the campaign, Movie Night comes with a twist that's unique to the mode. At the end of a chapter, the game hands out awards to each player, which are basically just fun little reflections on how they all played. For instance, were they the fastest on the QTEs? Were they the slowest at making decisions? Or, more importantly, did their actions get someone killed?
Get off our boat.
It's a simple addition, really, but it adds a little bit extra to that party atmosphere, and it gives you something to talk about, or, in the case of an unexpected fatality, something to argue about at the end of each chapter.
Next up, we've got Shared Story, which is Man of Medan's 2-player online multiplayer mode. It's basically the same as playing through the game normally, except with Shared Story mode, a friend can join in and play as one of the other members of the cast. The character you're in control of is constantly shifting throughout the game, so unlike movie mode where you're stuck with the same avatar throughout, in Shared Story, players are assigned a new character every few scenes. An on-screen prompt will tell you who your partner is controlling whenever these swaps happen, and vice versa, so there's no problem when it comes to keeping track of who's who. There is one big difference here though, and that's the way you and your friend are constantly split up and made to experience different events at the same time. For example, when I played this mode at the hands-on event, Conrad, the character I was playing as, stayed aboard Fliss's boat and tried to get in her pants, while my co-op partner ended up diving down to the seabed to explore the wreckage of a World War II airplane. What's clever is how these different scenes always seem to link up at just the right time. There's very little waiting around for your friend to do something, so there must be a lot of magic going on behind the scenes in order to match the pace of each player. Very occasionally, the cuts between scenes do seem a bit disjointed, but I kind of felt that was mainly down to the fact that I had no idea what my partner was getting up to behind my back.
They better not have been plotting against me, though, or so help them.
Of course, you and your partner are not always split apart. There are moments when you're both experiencing the same scenes at the same time, and when that happens, you need to take it in turns to make decisions based on your predicament. When you make a choice, it works just like in the normal game. You're given two options, you pick one of them, and then the game moves forwards. When it's your friend's turn to make a decision, however, you don't get to see what their choices are. You only hear or see the result of them. While your friend is making their choice, on-screen text informs you that they're making their decision, whilst the game gives you an extreme close-up of their thinky face. Does this look a little silly, though?
Yes. Yes, it does.
Hey, what was that?
One really interesting point about shared story mode is how it affects the overall length of the game. A solo or movie night playthrough of Man of Medan lasts around 4.5 to 5 hours, and it will allow you to experience every major scene in the game. So, drawing on a point from above, for example, in solo or movie, players would experience the chat-up scene on the boat and the diving scene that I missed out on. Because shared story mode splits players up, it actually reduces the length of the game because players are seeing less of it. So a full playthrough of that is going to clock in at approximately 3.5 hours only. This leads to an interesting choice. Do you play through the game in solo or movie night first to experience the whole thing? Or do you play the shorter shared story with a friend first, miss out on some of the scenes, and then fill in the blanks at a later date with a playthrough of one of the longer modes?
Shared story was actually the first mode I played, and to be honest with you, there were times when events got a little bit confusing when there were references to things I'd missed out on. So if it was up to me, I'd suggest you started off with solo or movie mode first.
One of the coolest, or should that be cruelest, things about Man of Medan's multiplayer modes is the fact that your actions, however slight they may be, could be enough to end the life of one of your friends.
In the game, that is. Geez, not in real life, come on.
Now, obviously, you're going to want your character to survive, but there may be a time when an act of self-preservation puts your mate in danger. This could be done accidentally, of course. There's plenty of chances to mess up QuickTime events or make the wrong decision under pressure, but there's nothing to stop you making evil choices on purpose. Yeah, it's entirely possible for you to play the game like an arsehole, making bad decisions in order to make things harder for your friends, just in case they make things easier for yourself.
Whether these cruel decisions work out well for you in the end remains to be seen, but do bear in mind, you might not be the only secret arsehole on your team.
Sit. Now.
Arrêtez, bande de cons! C'est mon bateau!
And finally, for those of you wondering, Man of Medan will not support crossplay, so you can forget about playing shared story mode on Xbox One with your PS4 owning mate. The only way shared story mode will work is if you both have the game on the same platform, so bear that in mind if you were planning on some creepy co-op once the game releases, because it ain't gonna work if you're on different consoles, and then you'll both be sad, sad sailors.
Which one of you is gonna tell me about this Manchurian goo?
Right, that's pretty much everything you need to know about Man of Medan multiplayer, so I'm going to head down below deck now and see if I can get rid of that pesky ghost once and for all. If you enjoyed this video, do give it a like, do subscribe to Eurogamer for daily video game videos and our inevitable playthrough of Man of Medan's movie night mode, and please don't have nightmares. Right, where's that spooky little prick? I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you. Oh, wait, check out one of the videos that are on screen now. Of course, there's even a playthrough of Man of Medan's shared story multiplayer mode. But alright, I'm going. Bye again. Bye. Ooh, so this is what a poop deck looks like. Ooh.